Ladies and gentlemen, if you have been living under a rock for the past little while, you know nothing about a little company called Blizzard, an indie developer actually, haha, lol, I'm on that meme from 2015 or whenever that was. If you didn't know, BlizzCon, massive convention celebrating everything Blizzard. It's a bit masturbatory, I think, to celebrate your own stuff, but you know, each to their own. So the point of this video that I wanted to talk about was that they introduced Overwatch 2. That's right, we've been anticipating this one for a little while, I'm sure, and I know that there are a couple of people that are excited for it, and by a couple, I mean 2 people. Overwatch 2 is coming out, and what is it bringing? How is Overwatch 2 going to revolutionize gaming? How is it going to change the gaming sphere? How is it going to change Overwatch as we know it? Is it going to balance the game by removing the cancerous lech that is Doomfist? But mainly, I think a source of contention for a lot of the audiences is burnout. Seagull, of course, went on his rant about his thoughts on Overwatch these days, and he had some quite interesting points about there was this ultimate counterplay that Overwatch beta had that's missing in today's environment because you just pick Brig and fuck Brig, you know. So what is Overwatch Jeff Kaplan gonna do to fix these problems and bring people back and revive the game? PvE. I know when I go to play Overwatch, the thing that really gets me invigorated to play it is the PvE content. You know, I want to fight brain-dead robots that pose absolutely no threat unless you too are a brain-dead bot from the training range. That's what gets me going, you know? And I think a lot about the story, the deep and complex and nuanced story. It's up there with some of the best. I'm talking Metal Gear. I'm thinking Death Stranding. Just step down Death Stranding. We have new PvE content with a story of a lifetime that's not been seen in the likes of Tolstoy's War and Peace and Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. I mean, this shit is unrivaled in the classical sphere. Just think of all the lore, like what's his name? Sigma. Think of Sigma going crazy. Isn't that fucking incredible? There's so many deep characters and complex lore. I mean, think of someone saying, "Hey, McCree, what time is it?" It's high noon somewhere in Europe. I mean, how deep and complex is that line? Truly, literary masters are debating this line across the world, thinking, what does it mean? What's its relevance to today's climate? Does its high noon make some allusion to the state of things in China and Hong Kong? And of course, not to forget to mention the fantastic gameplay in Overwatch for the PvE content. Playing that Halloween event, it just gets me going, you know? I see those brain-dead robots just walking in one direction like Harry Styles and the crew, and I think, this is what I want to be playing all day, every day. I never want it to change. I don't think it's boring at all, just having this AI that poses no challenge. I think that this is the best component of the game, and thank God Blizzard listened to me, some fat redneck in a shed who cares about Overwatch lore, because they're focusing on the Overwatch PvE content. Woo! Ah, celebration! Throw your caps up. I don't see your caps up. Come on now, celebrate. This is the best thing that's ever happened to Overwatch, besides Brig and Doomfist being introduced. I really do think Blizzard is making a political statement with Overwatch 2, with the PvP being exactly the same as the PvP in Overwatch 1. It's saying, we're all creatures of habit. We're all addicts. We all indulge in the same drugs. We all want those loot boxes. We all want to just do the same thing day in, day out, like we're slaves, tethered to the ball and chain, work in the yard, and then dropping the soap in the shower. We love that. I love that, Jeff. I drop the soap regularly. And I am so glad that I get to play the exact same game again with very little revision from Overwatch 1. That's what I wanted to see with the sequel. I'm really glad that the team updated the style for Overwatch 2 to make it significantly different. I mean, you take people's advice like, don't fix what ain't broken, but sometimes, you know, just for keeping it different. I'm sure Michelangelo, when he did David, he thought to himself, I need to change it up a bit, I'm going to sculpt a turd. And that's what Overwatch 2 has done. They've changed it to look like a turd, and that's very bold of them. It says something about the human condition, I think. And while we're on this topic, can I just talk about Genji's outfit, please? Yep, I'm just going to talk about it. Something that really goddamn irks me. I know this is a bit of a pet peeve, but every time I see it, I'm like, dude, what? You've just lost all respect in my eyes. Does anyone remember that trailer, the Halo 5 trailer, where he's walking through the frigid wasteland with a coat, Master Chief? Well, basically, someone's walking through the frigid, cold desert Iceland with a coat. And it's like, oh, who's this? The mystery is building. And then a ship comes out of the ground, blows the Master Chief's cape off, and it's, oh, it's the Master Chief. But better question, why the fuck is Master Chief wearing a cape? He's already wearing a uniform, a costume that will get rid of the cold. Oh no, I'm in this super insulated suit right now that's meant to regulate my core temperature. Let me just chuck on a blanket as well. That'll do it. Let me just put on a cardigan. That'll help keep the warmth in. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Stop. And then we've got Genji here. Genji, my boy, wearing clothes when he's like an animatronic robot. What are you doing? What is with this massive overcoat? I don't understand. And you might be saying, yeah, this is your first impressions of a game that hasn't come out yet, that you haven't played. Your opinion could probably change. If, when Overwatch 2 came out, Jeff Daddy bought me a Ferrari and a nice house in the hills with a view that overlooks a temple, yeah, I could probably see myself changing my mind on Overwatch 2. But unless that happens, I'm feeling pretty, shall we say, blasé about Overwatch 2. And now we've just got this game that's a bit lukewarm, you know? It's focusing on PvE content that's... You can get better PvE out there, honestly. The new Call of Duty's fantastic, I could recommend that. I'm sure there are more games like, I don't know, Diablo. If you wanted WoW, you could do that. Plenty of RPG-style games that are better built for PvE content. I don't know if PvE content is where the classically PvP Overwatch, I don't know if that's where their talents lie. I think the talents lie with creating PvP content. But sometimes when, you know, Brig is introduced, I question that. But still, I think that's where the strongest point of Overwatch comes from. And now they've just kind of come back, having changed the things I didn't care for, and not doing much for the game that I did care for. It's like, oh, you know, you get a divorce with someone, and then years later they show up at your door saying I'm a changed, improved person, and the only thing they've really changed is that they now have kayaking as a hobby. It's like, dude, that wasn't the problem. The problem was all the other shit that you were doing. Kayaking isn't going to fix that. PvE, I don't think, is going to fix some of my problems with Overwatch. I have been quite negative. Feel free to dislike if that's what you need to do. Like it if you like it. Comment if you want to start a little bit of a rapport. I don't have anything better to do. I'm just kind of sat here staring at YouTube analytics, watching the time go. So if you feel the need to comment, do so. I'll try to respond to you in a timely manner. I play some Overwatch 1 Classic in my second channel, so go check that one out. Do it with a friend. It's quite fun. And we do some other things as well. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And I hope to see you again sometime. Goodbye.